Alrighty, well, welcome everybody to our Clairemont High School Prospective Chieftain Para Night. We're glad that you are joining us in these crazy Zoom times. We definitely wish we could be doing this in person, but we're still glad that you're able to join us this evening for a night where we can talk about all the wonderful things happening at Clairemont High School. So again, like I said, my name's Ethan Williams. I'm the principal at Clairemont. And I'm happy to welcome you this evening. I want to let you know that we are going to be recording this presentation for students and or families who aren't able to join, and we'll be posting that on our website. So I want to begin by just introducing a few folks, and most of the admin team is going to be here tonight presenting, so I'll let them introduce themselves as we get later on in the presentation. But I am really blessed to work alongside such an amazing group of administrators and counselors, and I just wanted to take a moment to introduce them. So I have two wonderful vice principals here at Clairemont High School. Vice Principal Sarah Thomas, who works with students with last names A through L, and then Vice Principal Lucia Mastrodemus, who works with students and families last names M through Z. And you'll be hearing from Ms. Mastrodemus later on this evening. As you can tell, at Clairemont High School, a big part of the work we do is around our 4 academies. And our academy coordinator is Miss Liz Rush, and she'll get a chance to introduce herself a little later and talk about some of the things happening within our academies. And then we have a fabulous counseling staff. Christian Ramirez is one of our counselors, but our head counselor is Miss Claudia Victorino. And so, you know, one of the things I did want to note is Miss Victorino actually is currently being considered for the Counselor of the Year in San Diego Unified. So that's a huge accomplishment and just a testament to the people that your children will be getting to work with here in the near future. So to give you some predictability to the evening, I just wanted to go over our agenda, let you kind of know what we're going to be doing over the next 60 minutes. Obviously, we're going to have some information that the admin team is going to share with you all. It's going to be our 10 reasons to become a chieftain presentation that we want to share, talk about all the things that we think make the learning experience at Clairemont High School stand out amongst not only the high schools here in San Diego Unified, but really any opportunity your child could have anywhere in the state. We're also going to take a virtual tour of our facilities video. Normally during our Prospective Chieftain Days, we have an opportunity to look at the facilities, the athletic facilities, and some of the classroom spaces that your child would be utilizing during their time at Clairemont High School. Unfortunately, we have a full-time video production team, and we had a group of students who worked on a student project to help share all the facilities that we have at Clairemont High School. Then we're going to shift to a student and staff panel. We have some amazing students on here and some wonderful staff that have volunteered their time to give you an opportunity to ask some of the students and staff, what is life like at Clairemont, and share their experience as well. And then the admin team will stick around for the last 5-10 minutes and answer any questions that maybe we didn't cover during our presentation. So the big question that we want to answer tonight is why Clairemont High School? Why CHS? And while there are many, many reasons that we could talk about for well longer than maybe you all want to sit on a Zoom, what we really want to boil this down to is what we think are our top 10 reasons to be a chieftain, the top 10 reasons for your child or for you to join the Clairemont High School family. And we're going to kind of go through these sequentially, and I'm going to ask Miss Rush to start off with that first one there, which is our Academy family environment.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Liz Rush. It's a pleasure to see you all, even if it is on Zoom. I've been working at Clairemont High School since 2001. I started as an English teacher and then helped build the Academy of Business, which is one of our 4 academies. And in the last 5 years, I've transitioned in as part of the administrative team. And I work with our fabulous academy teachers to build the programs in each of our 4 academies. And I also work a lot with our outreach programs to our industry partners, which you're going to hear more about in this presentation. But I just want to say thank you for making it tonight. And I hope that you will blast us out to all of your friends and let them know that they can check this presentation out after the fact, even if they couldn't make it tonight. So we are going to talk about 10 reasons to become a chieftain. And the first one we're going to talk about is something that you usually see and hear about right away when you walk on campus at Clairemont High School, because we do something at Clairemont that not all high schools are doing. And so what that is we have 4 academies on our campus, And when we use that word academy, we tend to get a lot of people who ask us, well, what does that really mean? What is an academy? Does that mean you're like 4 separate schools? Like, what is that? And so, no, first of all, we are not 4 separate schools, but we have found that the best analogy to explain what an academy is this illustration of a house. Or the kids tend to use the word family a lot. You may hear that come up later. So in essence, an academy is a small learning community here on campus. Each of our academies, students choose their academy when they enter into Clairemont High School in the 9th grade year, and then they follow that pathway for all 4 years while they're with us at CHS. Now, that does not mean that every single class they take is going to be part of that academy, but what it does mean is that their experience is going to be similar to those who are also in their academy. And there's really 4 pillars that make up this house, which we call an academy. The first is that our students are cohorted and grouped together. And what's great about that is that they come in, they choose their academy, and then they stay together as a group in several of their classes throughout their 4 years. And what that does is it really bonds them together and makes them become peers and colleagues. They sort of build a trust relationship, and they get to know each other better. And we feel that that is really critical for learning. The second pillar is our teachers, who also work as a team. One of the really unique things about the academy system is that we have an interdisciplinary team. So we may have an English teacher, history teacher, math teacher, engineering teacher, science teacher, all working together. They have the same students, and they share a common prep period so that they can talk about those students, talk with those students. They get to know them very well. I actually taught as a teacher in an academy for several years, and I have to tell you, by the time those kids graduated as seniors, I was crying my eyes out because it was like I was losing my own children. After 4 years of having them consistently, it's really special. The third pillar of an academy is that our curriculum is sequenced. We are going to spend some time on this later in the presentation, but basically what that means is that each year students take an elective that aligns with their academy industry theme. And we have a real big focus on project-based learning, which we're also going to talk about. And then we have industry partnerships. And once again, we're going to get into that, but that's a really unique thing that we do at Clairemont, where we bring the industry in, we get the kids out to industry, and there's lots of different ways we do that. You see a few listed here, including mentorships, internships, job shadows, and more that we are going to discuss. So that is our academy structure. Now, one of the questions we get all the time when we bring up our 4 academies is, well, how do they choose? How do kids choose their academy? And so just to give you a little rough timeline, this is generally each year. Of course, this year is a little different, so we're navigating that. But typically every year around this time of year in the fall and winter, we start doing monthly tours, we do presentations, we go out to our feeder middle school, which is Marston, as well as neighborhood schools and our elementaries, and we start talking about our program at Clairemont. Then usually in early semester 2 in February, we host a big event that we will be having this year. It may be virtual, but we will be having it, called our 8th grade Experience Day. And on that event, we invite all 8th graders to come and learn about our 4 academies. They get to meet students and teachers and look at the program and the curriculum. It's very experiential, super fun. And then we send them home with a lot of material to bring home to parents. And that is where they begin to start making the decisions about which academy might be the best fit for them. And then also in February is when we open our window. We usually do a month, so February to March, where students can get online and fill out the application for their academy. And on that application, they choose their first and second choice. And it's a pretty in-depth application. It's not like a box checking. It's more of like they actually write a narrative about why they want the first academy that they want and why it's a good fit. We also have them take some career surveys online to match them up with what we think is the best fit. And then typically March, April, we have another event called Freshman Welcome Day, where we invite students back. And just to let you know, that academy selection process is a big deal here at Clairemont. We actually hand read every student's application. It is not a computer or an algorithm or anything like that. We actually read through every single one and try to give every student the best fit. So March and April, we welcome freshmen back. We have a big welcome day. We make it a really big deal. In the past, we've invited students and we have like a mini pep rally. Every student gets a personalized acceptance letter into their academy. It's like a huge reveal, almost like a college reveal, and it's a lot of fun. And then March and April students get a welcome packet for their academy. So that is what to expect in terms of a choice for academies. So our second reason to be a Chieftain is our career technical pathways, which are part of our academy. So when we use the word career technical pathway, let's go to the next slide. These are our 4 academies here. You can see Academy of Business, Health and Medical Sciences, Academy of Information Technology, better known as IT, and then our Academy of Engineering Design. So all students will belong to one of these 4 pathways. And I like to tell parents right up front, because a lot of times we get worried, parents were like, wait a minute, is my student like choosing a major? They're only 14 years old, what's happening? And no, they're not. What we believe in at Clairemont is that we give some authenticity, some real life sort of application to what we learn. And so while we hope students find themselves fitting into one of these 4, we do not believe every student in these academies are going into that industry field. We believe they're experiencing something that has a lot of transferable skills, no matter what pathway they choose for their career in the future. And so we have found, and it's really more about the family environment and the courses they get to take as part of each academy. And frankly, if a student goes through, say, the Health and Medical Sciences Academy thinking they want to be a nurse, and they come out on the other end realizing that that's really not the direction they want to take, we are okay with that, because that has saved them some time and money in college to figure that out, and they still come out with some transferable skills. So let me set you at ease there. We're not forcing students into a major here. But these are the 4 pathways, so students will choose one of these 4. And within the 4 pathways, there is a sequence of courses that our students get to take. So if they choose the Academy of Business, you can see the little timeline here. In 9th grade, they would take a course called Business 100, which is a really introductory business course. In 10th grade, they all take Advanced Accounting, which is a very coveted skill set in the business world. And then in 11th grade, they take a course called Business and Financial Markets. And then all 12th graders have the opportunity to take an internship course, which I'm going to give more information on later, but basically they get a chance to go out into the field and do a field-placed internship where they get to work. So that is what our business sequence looks like. Engineering similarly starts in 9th grade. Our 9th grade engineering starts with Intro to Engineering Design. And then in 10th grade, they move into a course called Principles of Engineering. A lot of robotics in that class. And then they move in 11th grade to a class called Engineering Design and Development. This one's really neat. They get to choose an engineering project and then actually make it come to life. And then again, the internship class as 12th graders. Then if we go ahead and look at our Health and Medical Sciences pathway, students in this academy start in the 9th grade with a course called Human Body Systems, which is like an anatomy course. In 10th grade, they take a class called Principles of Biomedical Science. And then in 11th grade, a course called Medical Interventions. And then they also have the opportunity for an internship course in 12th grade. And last but not least, our IT Academy. They start off in 9th grade with a course called Foundations of IT. Then we, in 10th grade, are taking Game Design 1, 2, and then Game Design 3, 4 in 11th grade. And we typically also offer a computer science course, although it is not always aligned with a grade level, as you see here. And then in 12th grade, an internship class once again. So those are just a sort of really brief overview of our college and career technical education sequences through our academies at Clairemont. All right, now our third reason to become a Chieftain is something I mentioned earlier. We are big believers in project-based learning here at Clairemont High School. So I'm going to kind of start with a definition of project-based learning. So if we go to the next slide, one thing I'd like people to understand, it's project-based learning sometimes sounds a little loosey-goosey, like, oh, we're just doing something kind of fluffy. That is not the case. Project-based learning is an integral part of learning, And we practice what we call the 6 A's of quality project-based learning at Clairemont. And those include authenticity, academic rigor, applied learning, active exploration, adult relationships, which means bringing the industry into the project, and assessment. And so for an example, when we write projects at Clairemont, we look at these 6 elements to make sure that we are hitting each of them. Adult relationships, we have industry partners come in and work with students. They view their presentations, they give them feedback, they tell them how it's actually done in industry. And so I wanted to clear that up right away, that PBL is actually very rigorous. And we have pretty high standards for what it looks like at Clairemont. So that is what we define as PBL. Now let's give a few examples. Here's just a few examples of projects that have been done in the past in some of our academies. The 9th grade project in Medical Academy in the last couple of years has been something called Fun to Be Fit, where they're actually working with our feeder elementary school at Toller and helping those students get more aware of physical fitness and more likely to pass the fitnessgram. And they go through a whole bunch of experiments and things like that in order to do that. And they actually walk over and work with those elementary students to teach them what they're learning. Our engineering academy did an awesome project last year, which you may hear more about later, where they actually built out solar powered cars. It was a lot of fun. They actually got to race them outside, and they had to see if the sun would actually get them as far as they needed them to go. But they actually constructed all of those as part of a project in class. Another example would be our business academy. They have been doing a project in the 9th grade called Successful Entrepreneurs. And this is really neat. They bring in a bunch of local entrepreneurs who the students interview as like case studies. And the students walk away from that learning, like, what does it actually take to start up a business and become successful? And then another example would be our IT Academy, and a project they've done in the past is called Technovation Challenge. And in that project, what they do is they take a societal issue that they feel needs to be solved, and they try to code an app to solve that community problem. So those are just a couple quick examples. We have others on our website. But once again, PBL is very big at Clairemont. Moving right along, let's talk about a 4th reason to become a chieftain. This one is really exciting and specific to our 9th graders. And this is about a new course that we are starting that we actually piloted this year called Career Life Management. And it relates to our digital portfolios. This gives you a quick snapshot, but we're finding that there's a lot of life skills that students really need to be successful, not only in high school, but once they leave us. And so we wrote a new course that all 9th graders take regardless of their academy. And they work through, as you can see on this little roadmap, these units where they're learning these soft skills that we know are so important, where they start off with like, what is my high school roadmap gonna look like? They learn about reflection. They learn some practical skills like Google folder organization and Google Calendar. And then they do this quest into their identity. They take personality tests and a learning style test. They write themselves some SMART goals and a mission statement to really get motivated for their high school journey. And then we start teaching them about how they have to create an image of themselves that's going to go public when they become adults and they have to market themselves. They start talking about social media safety and how to have a professional email and create a LinkedIn account. We talk about things like community service and career research. And I could go on and on, but this class is really exciting. It provides such a wonderful support and sort of home base for students as they begin with us here at Clairemont. And all of this feeds into a 4-year journey they're going to take with us, where they're going to create a digital portfolio. And in that digital portfolio, they are going to end up with a social media profile that is ready to help them start getting jobs by the time they exit Clairemont High School. So that is sort of the big picture, and we're really excited about that. All right, and then just to show you what a 9th grader takes, is kind of relating to all these courses. All 9th graders at Clairemont High School, regardless of their academy, take a very similar course load in their 9th grade year. All of our 9th graders take English 1-2. They all take that career life management course that I mentioned. They all take biology 1-2. They all take the introductory course to their academy pathway. And so you can see listed there, that would be those courses like business or human body systems. All freshmen take PE. That's actually a state mandate. All of our ninth graders take their introductory math course, which is either integrated math 1 or 2, depending on what they took in 8th grade. And then all of our ninth graders have an opportunity to try out one of our electives, which we'll be talking more about later. So regardless of our academy, this is the course load for ninth graders at Clairemont High. All right, our 5th reason for why to become a chieftain, and this is really a unique one here that not all high schools are doing, and that is our industry partnerships. We have advisory boards here at Clairemont High School that work with us, and if we go to the next slide, we'll see some of the logos of the partners who we are working with or who have worked with us in the past. But we really believe in getting the community involved in what we're doing here at Clairemont. And so we invite them in to do things at each grade level. And so some of those things that we offer on the next slide, I'll show you. We have at the 9th grade level, I kind of already mentioned the career management course. In 10th grade, one of the things that we do with all 10th graders is a mock interview. And this is super important. Along with it, there is a curriculum about how to have a good interview, how to create a resume, how to create a good social media page to like market yourself. And then we actually bring in those industry partners, and they give every student a 20-minute one-on-one practice job interview. They dress up the whole thing. It's super nerve-wracking, but it really helps them get ready. 11th grade, we have a mentoring program where we bring in industry partners. Last year, we had about 55 volunteers, and they match up with 3 to 4 students in the 11th grade, and they meet with them all year, monthly, on topics about planning out their future. And then in 12th grade, it sort of culminates in this internship experience that we've talked about. And this is actually a course that we offer at Clairemont called Exploratory Work Experience. And the students here get to take 10 to 12 weeks placed at a local area of work. Some of them are paid, and they actually earn credit for their class. At the same time, they are working off campus or remotely for a business and actually building their resume. And it's, in my opinion, one of the most amazing and helpful things we can offer our students before they exit. All right, I'm going to turn it over back to Principal Williams now to walk you through our other 5 reasons to become a chieftain.
Awesome. Thanks, Ms. Fresh. That was actually just her cue to remind myself to unmute myself. So thank you there. Thank you for that. So the 6th reason that we want to talk about is our various, like we said, CTE and APE course offerings. So while students are engaged in a variety of CTE courses like Ms. Rush shared, and that is a big part of the program of study with our students in that multi-year sequence like she talked about. I think one of the things that I really want to touch on is actually that 5th bullet point there. A lot of folks don't know that our state is really shifting to the way that we communicate the accountability that sites have in terms of the programs they offer for students. And so Assembly Bill 1240 is an assembly bill that was passed last April that requires high schools in the state of California to begin to report on the percentage of students that complete a sequence of CTE courses. And so this is something that our state has really taken a hard stance on to say, we really value these opportunities for students. And so one of the things that is really exciting about what we're doing at Clairemont is Clairemont has been sort of ahead of the curve on all of this. So while other high schools are really needing to think about how do we add these career and technical education opportunities to our current programs for students, those sequences of courses are already kind of embedded into the programs that our students have here at Clairemont High School. So along with the CTE courses, much like you would at any other high school, students have the opportunity to take a variety of advanced placement courses. So these courses do provide students a chance to earn weighted credit and college credit as well. And so just you can see there on the screen a number of the courses that we're currently offering this year. Things like our AP Calculus A, B, and BC, AP Biology and AP Environmental Science, as well as our AP Language and Composition and AP Literature course. Our AP Psychology, AP Spanish, and then our AP Statistics course. So the 7th reason to be a chieftain, and as somebody who has 5, soon to be 6 children and is thinking constantly about how I can support and plan for paying for their college experience. One of the things that I think is a really wonderful opportunity that kids can take advantage of at Clairemont High School is the colleges and universities that we intentionally bring onto our campus, into our Zooms, to provide kids with college level courses and college level credit taught by a college professor with college textbooks for free to our students and to our families. And so we do have a partnership with San Diego's Mesa College, where they offer the courses that you're seeing up there on the screen, and students have the ability to indicate interest in these courses. And then they actually do enroll as a part-time student at Mesa College in these particular courses, and they get what's called dual credit. So if a student is enrolled in, for example, an English 47 course, they're going to get an English credit on their high school transcript, as well as when they choose to attend college in the fall of their freshman college year, that credit will already be on their college transcript, ready to go, free of charge to those students and those families. And another program that we're really, really excited about, this is the first of its kind in San Diego Unified, is we have a special partnership with UC San Diego's extension program. As we talked about earlier, Ms. Rush mentioned some of the experiences for our seniors in terms of our internship program, but one of the things we're working to develop and grow is a capstone course or a sequence of courses in each of our 4 academies that's taught by a UC San Diego professor. So the 2 that we're offering this year, we have what's called our business management certification course. And so seniors in our Academy of Business can take a sequence of 3 UCSD courses taught by UCSD business professors. They earn the high school credit we talked about, they earn the college credit we talked about, and then at the end of that course sequence, they come out with an industry recognized certification in business management. We also are developing that for our students in IT, which is an iOS programming certification. We work with our CTE department and are developing and growing a Mac computer lab, so that when we eventually do return to in-person learning, students will have the ability to learn to code for iOS systems and iOS programming in our new state-of-the-art Mac lab. But we're looking to grow that program to both our engineering and our health and medical academies as well. So as far as college readiness, I kind of shared this a little bit on the previous 2 slides, but both the Mesa College courses and the UCSD extension courses do earn students that dual credit. And so do the CTE courses that our students are taking in each of the 4 different academies. As far as, the idea of college readiness, I know Ms. Rush touched on our focus on career readiness with our internship programs and our mentorship programs, but college is also another option that students choose after high school, and we want to make sure that they're prepared for that as well. So our counseling staff hosts a variety of college info nights, bringing various representatives from universities and colleges and some of our community colleges to our campus. They host Zoom meetings during this time just to provide students and families with information about what's happening on their particular campuses. We also provide a number of financial aid seminars, as well as SAT and PSAT prep free of charge to our students and families. And we had to kind of shift gears a little bit this year, but through our foundation and through some of the other folks here on our campus, we also provide college field trips and college tours for interested students. So one thing that came up in our coffee with our CHS admin team, and we wanted to touch on here, was folks ask, where do students go after they leave Clairemont High School? And so we usually poll our students, our seniors, at the end of the school year and gather this information. And so we just wanted to share a little bit about kind of what happens after life after Clairemont for a lot of our seniors. And so 50% of the students this last year that applied and were accepted into universities, one of the things that we noticed, and you can see the universities, a handful of them down there, but 39% of those students actually enrolled in a community college. And one of the things that we're finding, and this is just a choice that a lot of students and families are making, is the financial cost and the financial burden of college for some families is just not feasible. And so a number of our students, even though they were accepted into 4-year colleges and universities, made the decision to take advantage of some of the FAFSA and DREAM Act programs that students are offered and get that free year of tuition at some of our local community colleges. So the 8th reason that I want to touch on in terms of why we think students should be a Chieftain is our electives and our clubs here at Clairemont High School. So I noticed in the chat, Crystal, you made a question about you know, more of like the liberal studies types of programs. And while we don't have a specific academy geared toward that, we do have a number of different course offerings, electives, and clubs for our students who maybe are more inclined toward the arts. I shared in the chat, you know, as somebody who was a music major at Point Loma Nazarene University and cares deeply about the arts, that is a program that we want to continue to grow, even if it's not a specific academy on our campus. So as far as just a handful of the electives that we currently offer, we have art, drawing, and painting. We have a full-time associated student body. In fact, one of our student representatives has served on our ASB and will be able to share about that a little bit later. We have a full-time band teacher that is here on campus that works with students who are interested in our band program, as well as Spanish, theater, and Mr. Williams, who's our CTE teacher for our students, maybe who are interested in field courses like our STEM automotive courses, as well as yearbook and video production. Along with all of the electives that we offer at Clairemont High School, one of the things I think that the kids would say is probably a big part of the lifeblood of Clairemont High School are our student-led clubs. And Ms. Rush touched on this earlier. One of the things that I love that if you talk to students about that, their experience at Clairemont, a word that they use frequently is that it feels like a family. And I think that that's an important aspect of the high school experience, is making sure students feel connected and supported and find something where they really truly, like, they not only fit in, but they can really thrive over their 4 years at high school. And so we have a variety of clubs that we offer. And what we always tell students is if you see or if there's a club that you want to start that you don't see up there, we will help you start it. So we offer over 30 clubs that students run and that our staff support. So we want to make sure we find ways to get kids connected based on their interests as well. The ninth reason is our character-based athletics program. So athletics was a huge part of my high school career. I played football, soccer, and baseball. And fortunately for me, I had a number of coaches that saw athletics the same way that we see it here at Clairemont, which is athletics is really an extension of the classroom. Athletics is another tool that we use to help students not only become better students or athletes, but better people. And so just like any high school in San Diego Unified, you're going to see all of the athletic teams that you would see in terms of normal comprehensive high school. You can see them all right there. And there's more information about our athletics program at our athletics website. You can see there, chschieftains.com. But I think one of the fundamental aspects of our athletics is this idea of what it means to be a chief. And we worked really closely with our student athlete leaders, a lot of the captains from our various teams, and the students who are well respected by the various members of their teams to develop what we call our players' creed. And so really this idea of why do our athletic programs exist at Clairemont? Certainly it's to develop better athletes, but really at the end of the day, it's another tool that we use to develop better, well-rounded people. And so this idea of courage, humility, integrity, endurance, and focus is really woven into a lot of the things that are happening in our athletics program. We ask all of our athletes to read and sign our Players' Creed contract. That really is their commitment to not only be a student athlete at Clairemont, but to represent what it means to be a chief both on and off the field. And then finally, one of the things that we're really excited to share is our state-of-the-art classrooms and facilities. And since we are not able to be on campus, we've asked our video production team, we have a handful of students and our fabulous video production teacher, Mr. Sparks, who worked on a student project that we're really excited to share with you guys this evening, which is our virtual video tour.
CHS is one of the most beautiful, inviting, and well-kept campuses in San Diego, with grass and trees everywhere you look.
Welcome to Clairemont High School. My name is Lily Fulton, and I've spent 4 amazing years here, and I would love to show you what Clairemont has to offer.
We pride ourselves on creating a warm and welcoming environment where students feel seen, heard, and valued. The heart of CHS's campus is the lunch quad. Here, our students connect and eat lunch daily. Our ASB puts on weekly connection events, and our community gets together in this wonderful outdoor space. This space can be used not only during school, but also after school hours for outdoor concerts, festivals, movie nights, luncheons, and community meetings. Right next to our lunch quad is the CHS Library, featuring a large study space with thousands of books and available textbooks. Students use the library not only for studying, but also industry and post-secondary partner events, such as our monthly mentor meetings. The library is fully air-conditioned and comfortably accommodates 120 people. There's also an auxiliary classroom with a 50-person seating capacity. Our library is used daily after school and before school for a wide variety of activities, such as seminars, study groups, luncheons, classes, guest speakers, debates, community meetings, site tour visits, and book clubs.
I know I've spent many hours in this gym, and if you like sports, this is the school for you. You can play anything and everything you want.
Clairemont's modern gymnasium accommodates up to 800 guests and is used daily for PE classes, athletic practices, games, and pep rallies. We have comfortable roll-away bleachers on both sides, as well as fully functioning scoreboard, an interior snack bar, and attached to the main gym are 2 locker rooms, a team room with lockers, and multiple restrooms. Our gym is fully ADA compliant and handicap accessible. Multiple athletic programs utilize our gym facility throughout the year, including volleyball, basketball, badminton, and wrestling. CHS boasts the newest and most beautiful football field and stadium in San Diego Unified. With a full ocean view, there is nothing like watching a sunset while cheering on the Chieftains. And when the sun goes down, the lights come up for Friday night lights. Our stands can hold 1,500 on the home side bleachers. Our field has AstroTurf and a state-of-the-art track. There are snack bars on both sides of the stadium, as well as restroom facilities on the home and visitor side. The stadium is ADA accessible and complete with an announcer's booth, ticket booth, and full floodlights for nighttime events. This beautiful facility is used for numerous school activities by multiple programs, including football, track and field, soccer, lacrosse, field hockey, multi-sports events, festivals, cheerleading, pep rallies, Special Olympics, homecoming, fitness training, cultural events, and more. Right next to our football stadium are an array of other athletic facilities. CHS is one of the only high schools with an indoor soccer field. The local YMCA uses and maintains this space. Students at Clairemont High use this for PE and other activities. Across from the indoor soccer field, you will find our 8 fully functioning, regulation-sized tennis courts. These courts have a brand new wind-wrapped screen and courtside benches. Our boys and girls tennis teams use the courts for practices and matches during tennis season. Tennis courts can be rented for single court use or large event use. They are great for group lessons, tournaments, exercise classes, agility training, badminton, and volleyball. Another great athletic space on our campus is our fully maintained regulation-sized baseball field. Here there are dual-side fan bleachers with a 60-person capacity per side. Our baseball field has a fully functioning announcer's booth, fully equipped snack bar, and access to handicapped accessible restrooms. Our boys baseball team uses this field for practices and games during baseball season. Just a short walk from the baseball field, you will find Clairemont's regulation-sized competitive softball stadium. Here, there are 2 shaded dugouts with visitor and home bench seating, which can accommodate up to 100 guests. There's also an announcer's booth with a fully functioning PA sound system. While softball is the primary program that uses this facility, other teams use the fields for training purposes. The Clairemont High School weight rooms were made possible by a generous donation from the former San Diego Chargers. These 35-person capacity facilities boast a variety of equipment, including free weights, cardio machines, and more. They are well kept and available for athlete, staff, and student use. CHS has a state-of-the-art auditorium and stage with full professional lighting capabilities and a brand new sound system. The house has a seating capacity of 720 and is ADA accessible. The auditorium is used throughout the year for our theater performances, band concerts, assemblies, award events, and more. We also happily rent our auditorium to service community events after school hours, which can include concerts, recitals, shows, workshops, dance classes, seminars, ceremonies, religious meetings, and more. The auditorium is fully air-conditioned with multiple inside and outside access points. There is full projection capabilities and microphones. There's also a lobby ticket booth and restrooms. Clairemont also has an active music program with a marching band and concert band housed in a large musical room, equipped with risers and school-provided instruments such as 3 upright pianos, a grand piano, flutes, clarinets, saxophones, trumpets, trombones, tubas, clarinets, horns, and a wide musical library. Our marching band performs at multiple football games and even some Aztec and Padre games. Our concert band performs in end-of-semester concerts and community cluster concerts. Students can participate in the CHS music program through the in-school elective course or the after-school program. CHS offers students a high-quality arts elective program promoting artistic literacy, innovation, creativity, and community involvement. In this space, students can elect to take Art 1-2, drawing and painting, and advanced courses such as Advanced Placement Art Studio, Independent Art Studio, and Senior Art Studio. Art students regularly participate in community activities, such as exhibiting in the San Diego County Fair, designing and painting school and community murals, and collaborating with CHS Music and Theater to help with advertising and sets. The CHS Art Club also gives students the extra opportunity to express their creativity. One of our most popular and state-of-the-art expensive facilities on campus is our video production lab and broadcast studio. This facility is a HD industry-grade broadcast studio. The same contractors have built similar studios at Point Loma Nazarene University and Cal State Fullerton. In this elective program open to all, students produce a weekly news show as well as learn how to create and edit professional videos. When a chieftain leaves our campus having taken video production, they are ready for the next level of broadcast communications. CHS is also lucky to be one of the only high schools to have an elective automotive program where students can work in an industry standard automotive lab. Our automotive lab consists of 8 bays, 2 alignment machines, 5 car lifts, 8 professional Matco roll-away toolboxes, and just about everything else one would need to perform most automotive tasks. It is truly a great place to start for those students who choose this as a hobby or a career. The CHS Gardens are a wonder to behold. The CHS Garden Gang, made up of numerous students, teachers, and parents, maintain the campus gardens as a voluntary effort. Each Saturday throughout the school year, they spend hours weeding, planting, and harvesting. Clairemont High boasts 7 unique garden spaces, all with unique flora. The turtle pond in the main CHS garden is also home to koi fish and turtles. Now that you've seen the campus and heard some of our wonderful elective and enrichment programs, let's go see where the academy learning happens. As soon as you set foot on campus, you notice right away that CHS has 4 academies: business, engineering and design, health and medical sciences, and information technology. Every student at Clairemont chooses one of these 4 academies and takes industry coursework within a small family environment over 4 years. Let's take a look at some of our unique academy facilities. One of our 4 academies, the Academy of Business, or AOB, is housed in our newest building on campus. The AOB boasts a one-of-a-kind trading floor with a live stock ticker that is the first of its kind in a high school. The huge trading floor is equipped with 72 professional workstations and 2 projector screens. Students in the Business Academy take courses in business basics, accounting, and business financial markets. Entrepreneurship, personal finance, and of course, stock investments are embedded throughout the curriculum. Upper-class business students also have a unique opportunity to get certified in business management through a 3-course, 12-unit sequence offered by UCSD Extension here on our campus. Now, let's head over to our Engineering Design Academy. In this academy, students take an engineering class each year in our beautiful engineering lab. Students in engineering take courses in this space, including Intro to Design, Principles of Engineering, and Engineering Design and Development. The lab has both bench space for project builds, as well as computers with state-of-the-art professional software for high-tech computer-aided designs. Students learn using the same tools used by engineers in industry for a hands-on practical introduction to design fundamentals. Students are able to design in 3D and print their models on classroom 3D printers. Part of our Engineering Academy also includes a maker space with industry-grade equipment including a laser cutter, CNC router, additional 3D printer, drill press, and band and miter saws. In our advanced engineering courses, students can use this equipment under supervision to build out projects. CHS also has a competitive robotics team, the Clairemontsters, that uses this space after class hours. There is also a future plan to begin offering AutoCAD certification to upper-class engineering students through UCSD Extension. Now, let's take a look at our Health and Medical Sciences Academy. Students in this academy take classes each year in our biomedical lab. Students in the Health and Medical Academy use this space to complete advanced college-level labs, such as extracting their own DNA, completing a PCR, transforming bacteria, and extracting fluorescent proteins from that bacteria. They learn to combine science and technology to gain a better understanding of how our body works and begin to learn the common techniques used in the biomedical industry. We are also excited that the Medical Academy was recently awarded a grant for a brand new state-of-the-art medical facility here on our campus, which will include a sports medicine lab and a patient care lab. Last but not least, let's explore our Information Technology, or IT Academy. Students in this academy take classes each year in our IT labs. The IT Academy has two labs, a PC and a Mac lab. The PC lab is used for the courses in Foundations of IT and Game Design. Students in IT journey through learning about computer hardware, security, uses for technology, app development, graphic design, and coding. Students create app games and video games using an industry standard game design engine called Unity. The iOS Mac Lab is specifically used for learning Mac iOS programming language, Xcode, which is an advanced 3-course 12-unit certification through UCSD Extension that is taught here on our campus.
I hope you've enjoyed your tour today. As you can see, Clairemont High has so much to offer you, and it's even better in person. Where else can you find such beautiful scenery, state-of-the-art facilities, and 4 great academies to choose from? But most of all, we hope you choose to become a part of our Chieftain family. And remember, once a Chieftain, always a Chieftain.
CHS.
Oops. All righty. Well, so those are the 10 reasons that we think we would love for you to join our Chieftain family, but we don't want you to take all of your advice from us as an admin team. So we've invited some of our fabulous students and staff to join us tonight. And I'm going to let Vice Principal Master Demas introduce them for a little Q&A with our students and teaching team.
Hello, prospective parents and students. I'm so happy to have you here tonight. As Mr. Williams said, my name is Miss Master Demas. I'm the newest admin to the team. I just hit my year anniversary on October 30th, so it's been an interesting first year, to say the least, but I couldn't think of a better place to be going through this than CHS. So tonight we have teachers and students that are going to share with you all about Clairemont. So we'll go ahead and introduce them. So tonight we have with us Miss Aubrey, who is representing the Academy of Business, and she's our English teacher. Mr. Lee, who is in the Academy, the IT Academy. He is our CTE teacher. Miss Pena is our Biomedical Science teacher in the Health and Medical Academy. And Miss Zamora is our engineering teacher representing the Engineering Academy. So we'll go ahead and just start with the first question. And teachers, whoever would like to start first, it doesn't have to be in the order that I introduced you. Just tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll have each one of you go. So let's see, I'll just choose. Mr. Lee, why don't you go first?
Hey, there we go. Hey, good evening, future Chieftains. My name is Coach Scotty. I'm the CTE teacher for our Infotech Academy. Currently, I teach actually 2 ninth grade classes. I teach an intro to IT course and the new career and life management course that Liz was mentioning earlier. I also teach the 10th and 11th grade game design courses as well. I've been actually at Clairemont for the last 7 years. Before that, I spent about 20 years doing management, ranging from recreation, fitness, and business. The main reason why I got into teaching is I actually really enjoyed managing young adults versus old adults. And so I think the transition from business world into the classroom was kind of a natural fit for me. So Welcome to Clairemont.
All right, how about Miss Aubrey?
Hey everybody, I'm Rebecca Aubrey. I've been at Clairemont for 8 years. I teach English in the Academy of Business, 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. And I've been teaching 23 years. 10 of those years was at Marston. So I feel like moving on to high school is a natural fit at Clairemont. I love being here. And I enjoy teaching in the Academy of Business because we do lots of like life skills to get kids ready for the workforce and also just goal setting and things like that. So I really enjoy teaching at Clairemont.
Thank you. And Miss Pena, we'll go with you next.
Hi everyone, my name is Tanya Pena, and this is my 6th year at Clairemont High School, and I think almost my 8th year teaching in general. Before Clairemont, I used to teach at San Diego City College. I taught biology, and before that, I used to do research at UCSD, and I just kind of fell in love with teaching, volunteering with middle school age kids, teaching them science, and just seeing that aha moment when they get it, and just sharing the love that I have for science with students. I currently also teach 2 freshman classes, the career life and management class that Coach Scotty mentioned, and then also human body systems. I also teach this year 10th grade and 11th grade medical interventions. And so the health and medical students get me all 3 years this year.
Wonderful, thank you. And last but not least, Miss Samora. Miss Samora, you're on mute.
So sorry about that. I needed the special cue.
That's okay.
Samora, I'm a retired Navy civil engineer, and after I left the Navy, I worked in industry and consulting and as a city engineer. But as my own children were graduating high school and moving off to college, my youngest left about 6 years ago. I realized that I was not quite done mentoring young people. So I began exploring different options, and I found that they were teaching engineering in the high schools, and that there was actually an article in the paper, and they said, and who will teach these students? And I was in my living room and I raised my hand, although nobody was there, and I thought I could do that. I could help with that. I enjoy letting other people's children be exposed to what my children had to live with growing up their whole life, 2 parents who are engineers. And I have just found it really gratifying. This is my 2nd year at Clairemont High School, my 6th year teaching. And I am just amazed every day at what some of these young people can come up with. I plan the lessons and I think something's going to happen, and they come up with something completely out of the box. And that is probably one of the most exciting things that can happen to a teacher. I teach the Intro to Design course, which is about the design process and a little bit of 3D modeling. We move on to principles of engineering. I call that everything you need to build a robot. Just a little bit of structures, mechanisms, electricity, and then the machine control. We have the new course this year, the engineering design and development, where the students basically get to research and solve a problem of their selection, going all the way through implementation. And we also have a AP Computer Science Principles elective that I am teaching. So it's wonderful. It's great that the kids have these opportunities.
Thank you, Miss Samora. So just in the interest of time, I know it's probably been a long day for everybody, there's a few questions that we put up on the screen, and I'm going to take some volunteers from our teacher panel. So Miss Aubrey, I would like you to answer, if you would, for our parents and students. Question 3, what does it mean and look like to teach as part of an academy team? Not only, from the teacher perspective, but what implications does that have for our students?
I think especially the 9th graders coming in, they'll have the same teachers. So for example, in English, we flip-flop with business. So the students that I have in English, the next period they'll have business, and then we go back and forth. And then when they're in 10th grade, they also have the same history teacher. In 9th grade, they actually have the bio teacher. So instead of having all the students in our academy, in any academy, having different teachers, they have the same core teacher. So it's really a family feel. We get to know the students really well. You know, teachers are able to talk to each other about students that may need some help or some intervention or are doing really well, and we just want to brag about how well they're doing in our classes. So I think it gives us a really good comfort level with the students and approachability, because they do get to know us pretty well over you know, the first year and then several years afterwards.
Yeah, it's nice because you all share those students, right? Yeah. All right, Ms. Pena, would you mind touching upon question 4? Give any example of a CHS project or curriculum that helps our kids prepare them for life after high school?
I love that question.
Yeah.
It has to be relevant to students for them to want to learn, right? So first, that class that we offered our freshmen this year, Career and Life Management, is filled with that life skills, how to build healthy relationships, how to use Google, and how to send professional emails and all that. But one of the project-based learning, problem-based learning projects that we do in health and medical, it was mentioned in the slides, it was the Fun to Be Fit. And I really love that one because it exposes kids to a few things. First of all, the importance of staying healthy throughout their whole life, right? And second, it actually partners them with 5th graders, and they have the opportunity to mentor younger kids. And so even though they're only freshmen, they're 14 years old, they have this like big buddy role all of a sudden. Little 5th graders are looking up to them like they're heroes, and they have this like responsibility all of a sudden that they take seriously, and they learn fitness, they learn life skills, and I think that really goes a long way.
Awesome, thank you. I knew you would like that question, so I chose you. And last, let's have Mr. Lee touch upon question 2. What relationships do you have with your kids, and how, because you're in an academy specifically, you know, does that support look?
Yeah, am I off mute? Yes. The relationships that we have at Clairemont are actually pretty unique. I don't know about you parents, but I was one of 2,000 students when I went to high school. I was just a number in the game, and I didn't really have great relationships with my teachers. But as CTE teachers, we actually have the privilege and the honor to actually have your students for at least 3 years. And we get to watch them grow up, we get to watch them mature, make great choices, make dumb choices. But more importantly, we get to see these relationships extend beyond the classroom as kind of lifelong relationships. And I think that's one thing that we take and we pride ourselves on this campus, is that you keep hearing about this family atmosphere, and it holds true well beyond when your kids graduate. We have such great connections with our alumnus, and again, just building these relationships to begin with at the 9th grade level is really, really important. And like I said, it's a really unique experience here at Clairemont.
Thank you. And I think I would like actually Ms. Zamora to touch on the last one.
I'm unmuted this time.
Yes, awesome. So yes.
So the last question is about what we have been doing to make this a positive learning experience as possible. And I guess I will say that answer is really anything and everything that we can to engage and connect our students. There really is no thing that we can do that you can't look at it and you have to kind of take it out and say, well, how could we replicate that? How could we do that? I for one was very concerned with a lot of the hands-on curriculum that I have in my class. I said, can I send home packages? Yes, you can send home packages. We have every Thursday, the librarian is still open and passing out things, and we pass things back to our students and allow them to turn back in. We actually have my students coming in with designs that we're then 3D printing and sending back home to them. We just launched a new year, and we sent out like little robotics packages and build kits for them. But I guess one of the most important things I feel that we are doing is actually kind of related to question number 2, because we have relationships with our students, because we know them, we kind of know what's not right and what's a change in behavior as they maybe are struggling with the workload, the remoteness, something else going on in this kind of crazy environment, and being able to spot those problems and maybe dig a little deeper with the relationships that we have to find out that maybe there is something going on, that there needs to be an intervention or a tech support or maybe a one-on-one session. That has actually really been a wonderful thing that we have been able to do because of our academy and structure. And I will tell you, I've come back to admin with many crazy things and say, well, what, could I do this? And I have not really heard no, not no.
Thank you so much, Ms. Zamora. And last but certainly not least, the spotlight, the reason we are all here every day doing what we do, our kids. We have a couple of questions for our students and would like to introduce our students to you as well. I thought I saw Jacob pop into the meeting, but I have Leela here tonight, and Maddie I know for sure are here. So if you guys want to go ahead and unmute yourselves and just start by telling us your name, year, what middle school you did come from, and a little bit about yourself for the parents that are here tonight to listen to the students.
Hi, my name is Maddie. I came from Marston Middle School. I am currently a junior at Clairemont. I'm a part of the IT Academy, and yay, Scotty. I'm class of 2022, and I'm heavily involved in school, whether it's academics, ASB, sports, or clubs.
Awesome, thanks, Maddie. And Leela?
Layla, sorry.
Layla, thank you, thank you.
Hello, my name is Layla. Class of 2022. Oh. Sorry. Okay, so hi, my name is Layla. I'm also a junior of class of 2022. I'm in the Business Academy, and I'm mostly involved in a lot of sports.
Excellent, thank you. And Jacob, I heard you are here tonight, so why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Jacob. I am a senior this year, class of 2021 in the Engineering Academy. I'm also a part of the ASB team and also the football team and the surf club.
Very nice, thank you. So question 2, what do you guys love about CHS? What do you love about specifically your academy? Who would like to take that one first?
I'll go first.
Okay, thanks, Maddie.
My favorite thing about CHS would be the teachers, and because like it truly is like a family, and like the clubs on campus, it's little communities, if you will, and the teachers are just so special, and they really like pay attention to you and like listen. That's why I have favorite teachers, like everyone has favorite teachers. But with my academy, I really like the technical stuff about it and the problem solving of it. And I also just really love the academy teacher, Scotty, because he's the best.
Good answer, Maddie. Good answer.
Very nice. Thanks, Maddie. How about question 3? What are your favorite, most memorable or beneficial learning experiences from your academy? Jacob, you want to take that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So with the Engineering Academy, obviously, have you seen there's plenty of like opportunities for you to have hands-on creations and work as groups. One of my favorite memories and most beneficial was working my sophomore year on a robot, actually a little RC robot soccer car. And I just think that was one of my favorite memories because we were able to work as a team to create something and actually use it in a useful way and a fun way. And it helped me learn how to use teamwork.
Perfect. Can't ever get enough of learning how to work as a team, right? And how about question 4? Let's go with Layla. Did I say it right this time? Okay. How does CHS prepare you for college and career?
CHS has prepared me a lot I've taken 2 courses of AVID, and also I'm in the WAHUPA program, and they text me every time, or they email me every time that there is a scholarship for college. And I think the Business Academy has also helped me with college by we would interview juniors, and we would help them with their college and budgeting and everything. And I think that also helped me too, because it helped me understand before I really had to look into it.
Yeah, so a lot of real world stuff, right? Yeah, awesome. Well, you guys, I know this is just a snapshot of the fabulous student body we have, and I know it's, you know, your personal time that you volunteered to do this, to speak to our future chieftain. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you to those fabulous students and staff.
And if you guys could stay on.
So we're going to be really quick. I know we're running over a little bit, but you know, there's lots of great things to talk about. So for those of you who are still with us, just really quickly, I wanted to make you aware of a couple things. So one of the things that we're really excited about is this year, knowing that there was going to be the possibility of a lot of virtual learning and online learning, CHS hired a brand new site technician who is working on updating our website, making sure it's filled with up-to-date information, news, resources. So what I would encourage you to do is to continue to check back on our website for all the information about things that are happening at Clairemont, as well as how to get in touch with various staff and administration. Another way to stay informed, we're encouraging everybody to email the lovely Miss Heidi Fulton. I think Miss Fulton is on here this evening. There she is, there she is. Because we do send out what we call our e-blast, our CHS e-blast, that keeps folks up to date on all the things happening here at Clairemont High School. So her information is there on that slide, and we're also going to make this PowerPoint available as well. So for those of you who have stuck around to the end, we want to thank you. We want to thank all the students and staff. And I'm going to be sticking around. I know a few of our administrators will be as well. So if you have any questions that we did not cover, now is an opportunity for you to toss any of those in the chat, or please feel free to unmute yourselves. And if you do have to go, we understand. We know that some of you are heading over to Marston's back to school night, so we hope you enjoy that as well. But if there are any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, we're going to wish you all a happy Thursday evening.